What is up, Guru Gang? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video. If you're new here, if you are unfamiliar with me, girl, I talk about mostly things Bath and Body Works, candle, and fragrance related. However, I do talk about a little bit of everything, some Ulta hauls, some Sephora hauls, reviews, all kinds of things. So if you vibe with me, if you like my content, if you're into this video, please make sure you are subscribed, girl. Go ahead and take that extra 2 seconds to look to your bottom right. Make sure that red subscribe button is pressed because a lot of my regular returning subscribers are not actually subscribed. Before we get into the giveaway, this is going to be a review on 2 scents in my collection that I have been wearing for the past couple of months that I have gotten to know and that I am ready to share with you guys and talk about and give a quick little review on. So the last perfume review that I actually did was on Ellis Brooklyn's Vanilla Milk, and if you guys watched that, I was not really a fan of it. So I thought this would be a fun review to do because while I don't consider myself particularly a perfume review channel, I do like to talk about them in a lot of layering videos. And if I do find something that I feel like you guys might want to know about or something that might be a little hard to find or you might not be able to see a lot of reviews on, I like to go ahead and talk about it on my channel. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to talk about 2 newer Skylar scents. One of them, I'm actually super excited to announce that they are coming out with a full size of it. So if you guys are not familiar with the Skylar brand, you can actually purchase some of their scents at Sephora. One of their most popular ones being Vanilla Sky, which is like their vanilla kind of coffee vibe type of scent. Most of their, exclusive scents that are like, limited edition and things like that, those are exclusively available on the Skylar website and more specifically for their Scent Club members. Now, I am a Scent Club member. I did pick up one of these scents in a Scent Club box. I ended up picking up 2 because I purchased it hoping and praying that from the packaging alone, it was going to be a dupe for Bath and Body Works Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. Without further ado, let's just get into the actual review of it. So even though I'm a member of Skylar Scent Club, I do find myself skipping it pretty much every month now since I got that one, just because I'm not really a rollerball girl. So while there are a bunch of scents that I really do want to try, it's hard for me to wear rollerballs just because I feel like I'm one of those people that I always layer my perfume on top of my lotion. So if I already have lotion and stuff on and I put on a rollerball, it's just kind of like the lotion gets into the rollerball. It changes the scent of the rollerball. And when I wear rollerballs, I usually try not to wear any lotion or oils underneath it, just so it doesn't disturb the actual scent that's in the rollerball. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, you can decant it into something else. I'm not going to do all that because I am super accident prone and I would be the one to, try to take the rollerball apart to decant it and it spills all over the counter or something. So I'm just not going to chance it. So the one rollerball fragrance that I do have, once I finish it, I will just go ahead and wait until they release it in the full size. So with that being said, you guys, let's jump into the first fragrance. The first one is going to be the Skylar Indigo Valley. So this is the box that it came in. Really, really cute. The notes are on the back. So one thing I have noticed with Skylar's notes and things like that is like the notes that are on the box aren't always as like descriptive as what's on Fragrantica. Top notes of blueberry mocha, middle notes of water lotus, and base notes of clearwood. This is what it looks like. Really, really pretty bottle, you guys. As you guys can see, I actually have a nice size dent in it because I have been wearing this, playing around with it and testing it out for the past month or so on and off. So but yes, I picked this up originally, you guys, because I don't own a lot of, if any, perfumes that have strictly like blueberry as the note. Like most of the perfumes that I have that contain a type of berry, it either, will say berries and not a specific berry, or it'll be raspberry, it'll be, the more common berries, strawberries, things like that. So it's very rare that you see a blueberry perfume, right? So I really wanted to find another blueberry perfume that wasn't like super, super overwhelmingly sweet, because I do have Pink Sugar Berry Blast, but I feel like that one kind of gives me a headache every time I wear it. So I'm probably going to declutter that one at some point, but this one I actually really, really like, you guys. So I will say when I spray this initially, it gives me like, definitely get that blueberry from the jump. Like, the one thing I will say about this is I never lose the blueberry. Like, the blueberry literally stays consistently with the fragrance from the top notes to the dry down. So I love that. I love that the blueberry does not get lost. Now, the notes on Fragrantica actually say the top notes are blueberry, chocolate, lotus, and marshmallow, middle notes of suede, jasmine, and damask rose, and base notes of clearwood, musk, and vanilla bean. Now, I will tell you guys what I smell. So I definitely get a very juicy blueberry. Like, that juicy blueberry never really goes away. It's almost a little jammy, a little syrupy kind of. Like, it's just a very sweet, juicy blueberry, but I'm also getting an aquatic fresh floral, which is definitely that water lily coming through. Like, I definitely get it. Water lily is one of those aquatic florals, so you can tell it's got a little bit of a freshness to it, a little bit of an aquatic vibe, a little bit of a floral vibe, but it's still also a little bit sweet. The water lotus is definitely prominent. I would say I definitely smell the blueberry and the water lotus the most in that opening. I really don't get much marshmallow, honestly. I feel like the marshmallow and the chocolate notes that it's supposed to be like in the top notes, I don't get a whole lot of that. I honestly feel like the chocolate note is very faint and it almost kind of blends in with the woody notes that are in here, if that makes sense. So I feel like the chocolate note is more of like a cacao, like it's not a super sweet chocolate note. It's definitely like a woody chocolate, like a cacao tree or something like that. But yeah, I definitely get a very sweet, jammy blueberry with that fresh aquatic floral vibes from the water lotus. And then as it dries down, it definitely starts to dry down into a musky, fresh vanilla scent. It's very clean, but at the same time, it's also very fruity and sweet. So this is definitely a gourmand scent that also leans borderline fresh and clean, if that makes sense. Like, think in the same realm as like Mont Blanc Signature, where, you know, Mont Blanc Signature has that citrusy opening, but it also has that very clean, creamy, vanillic dry down that's a little powdery. And I kind of get the same like vibes from this, where it opens up very fruity, but it also starts to dry down into something very, very sweet. This one leans a little bit more outdoorsy and like woody than the Mont Blanc Signature does. But overall, you guys, I really like this one. I find myself wearing this one a lot to the gym, actually. Like, this is a very, very easy reach for me. Like, I literally can douse myself down in this. It's not super projecting. Like, the sillage on this is definitely medium. Like, this is something people will smell on you if you're going to go in for a hug. But this is not something people are going to smell you from across the room or anything. Like, this is definitely not projecting. Like, this is definitely a good everyday scent, office scent, class scent, family scent. This will be a great Thanksgiving scent. Like, just super, super cozy and sweet, but it's also still kind of intimate. And overall, I would say, y'all, honestly, most of Skylar's scents are like that for me. And I'm finding what helps most of their scents last for me is purchasing the perfume bottles and overspraying my clothes with it, or using them as layering scents to wear with other things, which is probably my favorite thing to do with Skylar's fragrances. So yes, overall, I definitely really, really like this one. Skylar, if y'all are watching this, so if y'all want to send me a bottle, girl, I will be happy to review it. But yes, this is the Indigo Valley. I'm definitely glad to have this one. I will for sure continue to wear this. And I have some really, really fun combos that I've been wearing with this as well. If you guys are interested, let me know. But yes, that is Indigo Valley by Skylar. The longevity on this is actually about 6 to 8 hours. Like I said, it lasts a lot longer on my clothes than it does on my skin. So there's that, but it could just be my skin. Some people have had different experiences with Skylar scents, but overall, I feel like I usually just overspray my clothes and I'm fine, and I get a good 6 to 8 hours of wear with it. So yeah. Okay, you guys, now for the moment you guys have all been waiting for, okay? before I get into the meat and potatoes and actually review this, I will be giving away one of these fragrances. So I do have a completely unused, unopened box of the Skylar Boardwalk Delight. When I purchased this, I want to say maybe back in June or July, whenever this first came out, I purchased two because I wasn't sure if it was going to be discontinued. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it. So I just went ahead and picked up two. And as you guys can see, I have used up about half of this rollerball. But as I've told you guys, I'm just not a huge fan of rollerballs. So this fragrance will be coming out in a full size eau de parfum, which is great. So as soon as that comes out, they will be doing a pre-order in early 2023 for a full-size perfume bottle of this. So when I finish this rollerball, of course, I will revisit it in an empties video, but I will not be repurchasing it. Number one, because I'm pretty sure it's like going to be discontinued if it hasn't already been discontinued in the rollerball, because it was supposed to be like one of their seasonal scent club member scents. But number two, I'm just not a rollerball girl, and I would prefer to have this in the perfume, which I will be picking up because that was one of the main things that I wrote down in my notes when I first got this fragrance. This was before that I knew that they actually were going to come out with a full size, but I was like, I would love to repurchase this in the perfume version if they had it. So super happy that's happening. To be a part of this giveaway, number one, you have to be subscribed to my channel. Hello, that's a given. I just want to give back to my loyal subscribers, people who have been showing me love, people who genuinely enjoy my content, genuinely support me. I just appreciate you guys so much. So with that being said, the rules are simple, right? The rules are simple. Leave me a comment on this video on which of my videos is your favorite thus far since my return back to YouTube. So I know some of you guys have been here since whatever year it was that I started on YouTube, but in my most recent videos from this year, since I've made a comeback in June, July of this year, what has been your most favorite video for me? And also what you would like to see more of on my channel. That's literally it. I don't like to do a whole bunch of crazy rules and things like that, but I will be selecting the winner at random from my comments, of course. And you definitely have to be subscribed to my channel. With that being said, you guys, let me get into the actual review of this fragrance so you guys can decide if it's even a fragrance that you want. So this is the box, this is the packaging. So this is the one that I said I bought because I thought it was going to be Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds because the packaging is super identical. Like I literally looked at the packaging and I was like, oh, they must want this to smell like Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. So I'm buying it just off the strength. So that's why I bought it. This doesn't even have middle notes and top notes. It just says pure vanilla, cotton candy, and coconut milk on the box. But the Fragrantica notes are top notes of watery notes, apple and raspberry, middle notes of coconut milk, water lily, guava blossom, and base notes of musk, cotton candy, vanilla, solar notes, and amber. So the first thing I'm noticing, you guys, is both of these scents have like a aquatic, watery, floral type of vibe, mixed with some fruits in the top. And this one definitely has that same type of opening. I actually grabbed a few different perfumes that this kind of reminds me of. I smell candy apple and raspberry, and then I start to get a little bit of like a watery juiciness, but for the most part, it's almost like a raspberry apple sorbet type of smell. Like that's what I smell. The opening of this particular scent reminds me a lot of this, which is Candy Love by Escada. Candy Love by Escada also opens with a candy apple type of scent. So I find that these two kind of have similar openings where it's like a candied fruit vibe. Like I definitely get candy apple in here. I definitely get that raspberry. And there's a little bit of an aquatic vibe that's in this one, which I think is coming from that water lily that's kind of in the middle notes. So yeah. Now, as this fragrance starts to dry down, I will say I only really get the raspberry and the apple and maybe like the first 5-10 minutes. But it quickly starts to dissipate into the middle notes. So unlike the Indigo Valley where that blueberry never really went away, I do lose the fruits that are in the opening of this one as it starts to dry down. And almost immediately in the middle notes, you guys, I start to get a creamy coconut. So it smells very creamy and coconut milky, but also a little clean and aquatic from that water lily that's in there. And it definitely smells very, very creamy and sweet. I also forgot to mention, you guys, the opening of that one reminds me also of Ari by Ariana Grande, because it also has that sweet candy like raspberry opening. So it definitely reminds me of this one as well in the opening. But as it starts to dry down into that creamy vanillic type of coconut cream, it does actually start to remind me a little bit of Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. It's definitely not like a repackage of that, but it starts to have that very sweet, like milky, creamy sweetness that's in Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, which is mostly just coming from that coconut. But then as this starts to dry down, you guys, this perfume is just a very dynamic perfume. Like from the moment that I put it on to when it completely dries down, it just changes and does so many different things. And some days I get more scents than others, but for the most part, you guys, once this actually dries down, it dries down into a very vanillic, resinous, sponge, sugar, cotton candy type of smell. It is super, super sticky sweet. Like this scent definitely sweetens up the longer that you wear it. And the dry down definitely reminds me a lot of Cotton Candy Clouds. I would say, y'all, overall, that this scent definitely reminds me of like if Cotton Candy Clouds and Ari kind of came together and had a baby. Like that's what it kind of gives me in the dry down, because Ari also has that very milky, creamy, vanillic type of dry down. And same thing with this one. It kind of has that like cotton candy dry down. So I feel like these two together, it definitely gives me that vibe. Also reminds me of Candy Love in the dry down, because Candy Love also has like a whipped cream dry down. So overall, you guys, these three scents are the scents that come to mind when I think about scents that would describe Skylar's scent. So while it does take certain characteristics from all three of those scents, I definitely still feel like it is its own scent. It stands on its own. I do really, really like it. Is it the most original or unique scent? It's not. It does smell like and remind me of a lot of things, but I definitely would not say it's a repackage of anything. Like this is definitely something that Skylar kind of created, and it doesn't smell like one specific thing to me. This perfume is definitely a very, very dynamic perfume, and it is a great scent. So I definitely recommend it. I cannot wait for you guys to, one of you guys, to get your hands on this. And I can't wait to get my hands on the spray, because once I'm out of the rollerball, I already know I'm going to miss having it in my collection, but I just don't want to have rollerballs, you guys. I just want to have sprays. That's just me, a personal preference. I know some people love rollerballs. I'm just not one of them. So that is that with that. But yes, overall, I definitely love both of these fragrances. I'm very happy to have both of them in my collection. I would say both of them are moderately projecting. Again, same thing with Boardwalk Delight. It's not very loud, especially considering it's a rollerball and you can only really wear it on your skin. It's more of an intimate skin scent, but both this one and Indigo Valley give me at least 6 to 8 hours on my skin. Even though they are very moderately projecting intimate skin scents, they do give me at least a full day of wear. So that is my review on these two fragrances, as well as my 3K giveaway. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. This giveaway will be up for a week from the day that I post this video to the following day. So today is Tuesday, October the 18th. So this will be open until next Tuesday. I will announce the winner in next Tuesday's video. So you guys make sure you have your requirements filled, okay, by that day, so I could go ahead and choose a winner and go ahead and get this fragrance sent out to the winner. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys, all the love, all your support, all your tags on Instagram, all of your shout outs on YouTube. I just appreciate all of you guys so much. So with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.